So guys, this video is going to be breaking down what I talked about. The next crypto bull run that is coming up by next year. What does crypto bull run simply means? It simply means by next year, uh, this is something that happens every 4 years. Ever since the ever since Bitcoin was created back in 2009. Yeah. So every 4 years, there's what we call a Bitcoin halving, which let me explain. Let me just put Google to explain that before I commence with this video. I'll try as much as possible not to waste so many time or waste much of your time. So many people know about Bitcoin, but they don't actually read to understand certain basics or certain things to open their mind and understand a lot about cryptocurrency because a lot of people are quick to call it a scam. But I don't blame people saying that because so many people have used the ignorance of people to play fast one on them. But whatever I'm gonna teach you now or whatever I'm gonna show you is the basics and you would never go wrong because this has repeated. It's something that repeats itself every 4 years. So let me just go watch this BTC halving before I explain in details. Here, a Bitcoin halving is a condition defined with Bitcoin's protocol that require the Bitcoin block reward to be cut by half every 210,000 blocks. The Bitcoin halving is arguably the most important event in the crypto world, which is going to happen next year. So, what this actually means, let me break this down. There will Bitcoin as we know it would only have 21 million Bitcoin ever to exist in the world, and that simply means there is scarcity. Because in the world, as we see it now, we have over 7.8 billion people. And in those 7.8 billion people, we can say at least half of that number, maybe 3 to 4 billion people, are constant users of internet, of social media, and what have you. And for Bitcoin alone to have just 21 million that is available for over 4 or 5 billion people in the 8 billion people, 4 or 5 billion people using the internet. That shows you it's already scarce. And what drives what drives the price of anything high? It's demand and supply. So the supply of Bitcoin is already low and the demand is going to go up. And when the demand goes up, what happens? Price appreciates. So the back to what Bitcoin halving is. Bitcoin halving simply means the amount of Bitcoin that will be released to the market by next year, April. Uh, Let me type something here again. So this is it now. When is the next Bitcoin halving? The next Bitcoin halving set estimate to take place on 23rd of April 2024. So at the moment, the amount of Bitcoin that is being released daily in the market is around 6.2 thereabout. But 6.2 Bitcoin that is being mined and released into the market. If you want comprehensive details about this, we can always have you can book me on a one-on-one. But this is just to explain the reason why I said now is the best time to invest. So back to what I was saying. By next year, by the 24th, 23rd of April, the amount of Bitcoin that will be released into the market will be reduced by half. That is what the halving means. So at the moment, we have about 6.3 or 6.4 Bitcoin being released into the market on a daily basis. So, which with the current market structure, that is quite a number of Bitcoin being released into the market. But by 23rd of April onward, you would realize we would not have 6 points, around 6.2 or 6.3 Bitcoin being released into the market daily. Instead, it's gonna be it's gonna go down by half to 3.12, which simply means the supply has been cut down by half. And once the supply is cut down by half, the market might not feel the effect immediately. The market might feel the effect maybe after 3 months or 4 months. And once the market feels the effect, what happens? The price of Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. And once the price of Bitcoin skyrockets, skyrocket, it drives other crypto along with it. That is when, if you guys remember very well, back in 2021 and 2020, you were seeing people making so much profit. Then you saw Bitcoin go up to 67,000, thereabouts, $67,000. Yeah, back in 2021. Let me do something here. All-time high of BTC. Bitcoin greatest all-time high was around 67,500. And I'm going to tell you for a fact that when the next bull run returns, which is going to start from next year towards to 2025, but if you have the mindset as an investor, and this is the time for you to be a smart investor. It's now for you to invest in good projects that can give you good profit in return. Because all you're doing now, the prices are cheap. You buy them now at a cheaper price. When the prices start going high because of the effect of Bitcoin being appreciated, what happens? You sell off. Now I'm going to explain that in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to break it down. I don't want to use more than 30 minutes or even 20 minutes to explain this video. And before I go to the chance to explain, let me just say something. So as it is, this is just a summary. Okay, whatever I've just mentioned is a summary of what is going to drive, part of the reason of what is going to drive the prices of crypto to exponential profit if you invest at the moment. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to the chat now. If it is something you want to get full details about, you can always book me for a one-on-one. I'll break down everything for you, but this is just a summary. So the reason I'm doing this video now is we're going back to the chat so that I can explain to you where we are now and what we're estimated to see and the profits you might be making. So I'm gonna be using the two applications we're gonna be using is this. Look at them. Tradingview.com, coinmarketcap.com. So these are the two places, and we will need our calculator also. But these are the two things we need. And I just picked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are just 6 cryptocurrency which I just picked out for explanation purposes. You get what I'm saying? I just picked out this 6 cryptocurrency for explanation purposes. So you can, after this video, you can go do your own research using this trading view, coin market cap for other cryptos, just the way I've explained, just the way I'll be explaining in this video. So first, let's start with this first coin here, or first token called Hex. I'll copy it and boom, I'll come here, and it's already here though, but let me just show you. So you go to coinmarketcap.com. I haven't logged in though. You can always sign up and log in, and you come here and you just paste the name Hex and look at it. This first one, the first one, Hex. You click on it. So now on Hex, you come to the left side of my screen, which might be the right if you're watching. This is the left side of my screen. These are the full details of Hex. Now, for you to know, I am breaking down the amount of profit in which, if you had invested in Hex when it came out before the bull run in 2019, the amount of profit $100 would have given you. Now let's go down. Now on this part, you just scroll down. You come now to the last part, which is the price performance. Now look at here, this mouse is hovering. The price performance of Hex. The all-time low of Hex was at this price, 0.00592, and the all-time high is 0.006498. No, yeah, the all-time high is below. This is the all-time low, this is the all-time high. Or the all-time high, yeah, all-time low, all-time high. Look at both of them here. Look at here where my mouse is. Or let's do this. Let's do this. You come down, all-time low. Look at it here, please. I missed it. All-time low 0.00151, which was in December 23rd, 2019. That was when it was released into the market. It was around 2019. That was when Hex came into the market. So the all-time low was this. Sorry, this all-time low an all-time high is the 24 hours. In the past 24 hours, this is the all-time low and all-time high. That is just what the stop is. But below here, all-time low is this, all-time high is this for hex. So at the moment, the current price of hex is this. Look at where my mouse is hovering. Yeah, 0.0065, Yeah, that is the current price as at today. But let's go back now. That is not what we're talking about. Let's say you bought hex 4 years ago around this price, this 0.000 whatever. Now this is our chart. I'll do $100. I'll divide it. Let's say, okay, you did not catch it at this amount. Hmm? Let's say you did not catch it at this amount because let me copy it here. This is the all-time low amount. I'm just trying to be realistic here. Now, let's say you did not catch it at this all-time low. Let's say you caught it when the price increased to like 7, 0.0071. This was when you bought it. Okay? Now, this is what we'll be working with. I'll copy 0. Now, I copy, Control C, and I go to my calculator. Now, $100 divided by this. So, if you bought $100 worth of it in 2019 or 2020 at this price, remember, look at where my mouse is. Remember, it's 0.0, but I added 7 here. Maybe you cut it a little bit in the middle. Now, you bought, divide $100 divided by the price when you bought it, it equals to, you're going to be getting 139,000. Okay, 139,956 of hex. That is what $100 would have given you. So do the math. Do the math. So let's say it got to this price, and the all-time high. Look at here, all-time high of the hex was in November 16, 2021. So in 2 years, it got up to this price, which is almost 41,484%. That was what it did in the space of 2 years. You understand? So let's say now it got to this price. Let's say you were scared enough, or you were scared, not even scared enough, you were scared, you did not wait for it to get to hit this amount you sold. Now, this is the all-time high of the token. I'll copy and let's say this is the all-time high. Let's say you were scared enough. You bought at this price. You did not buy at the lowest point of it. You bought somewhere in the middle, and you were not patient enough, or you were scared because it was going to go down, and you sold when it was, let's say, for instance, 0.0. Let me use 4, or let me use 2 instead. Let me use 0.0256. If you watch, it is 0.05, but I reduced it to 0.2. But the all-time high here, look at my mouse, is 0.5. I reduced to 0.2. Now copy this. Okay, we'll go back to our calculator. Times, this is the quantity you bought. Now this is where you sold because you were not patient enough. That is, and you bought with $100. Up above here is what $100 gave you, and this was where you sold. Just buying and holding. Do you know that with $100 you would have made $35,000 in the space of 1 year? This is just it. I'm just giving a rough estimate. Let's say you did not buy it at the bottom, you bought it in between. This is what you will be getting. $100 would have given you $35,842 in the space of 1 year, just by buying and holding onto it. So let's even okay go over, but let's say you bought it at the lowest low, which is here. $100 divided by this. Now these are for those experts who saw it in the beginning and bought it. Control V. Now you'll be getting around 6.8 million. $100 would have given you 6.8 million hex. So let's say 6.8 million hex. by the all-time high. This is the all-time high. This is just simple mathematics. If you want to be an investor, times you sold around here. The last. Let's even cancel the last. Let's say you sold one, two, three, zero, zero. I removed the 561, and let's say you sold here. Imagine your $100 would have given you 3.4 million in just 2 years. If you bought it in 2019 and sold in 2021, your $100 would have given you 3.4 million. I'm just being realistic. This is what crypto is, and the opportunity for you to do that has presented itself now. The opportunity is here at the moment. You might not make this 3.4 million, even if you made $100,000, $50,000 with $100 investment. That is realistic, because I don't think there's any investment that can give you such a return in the space of 1 year or 1 year and 6 months. From today's date, if you check my today's date, it is 11th 27 2023. So today is November 27, 2023. Now I'm going to go to other. Let it not be that I am just doing this. It's just one coin I'm making an example with. Let me go back to my list. I picked the next one, Ghana. All these coins I'm going to be giving you are coins or tokens that were all created prior to the bull run, apart from Dodge. All these coins were coins that were created prior to the bull run. If you look at this was created in 2020. The bull run started in 2020 and ended in 2021. Then we started seeing a dump from where Bitcoin hit 67,000. So now the opportunity I'm presenting you is now you're buying Bitcoin when it is cheap. Buy it low, and when it starts getting to 100,000, 85,000, thereabout, you buy this coin now that is cheap. You sell them, because then it's going to be all over the news. People who want to get into it. But now you already bought when it's cheap as a smart investor. So this is the all-time low 3 years ago. So let's go back. I'm going to do this again. Let's do the mathematics with our calculator. We are playing with $100. $100. Good. So $100 all-time low, December 28th, 2020. 3 years ago, this was the price of Gala. So let's say divide by this. Uh-huh. So I'm gonna also switch this also a little bit. Let's say you bought, let me go to my, what is it called? I come back here again. Let's say you bought it when it was at this price. Let me move it to, it was a bit expensive. You did not catch it when it was all-time low. You bought it in the middle, because I'm being realistic here. It's only the full experts that are going to get it around this price region. So let's say copy. So I'm going to remove this. So you bought it at this price. Now, $100 is going to give you 49,000 of the token. 46,000, I mean to say, 46,490. So the all-time high of Gala was 0.8, which is here. Copy. Now let me go. I'll still twitch it a bit. Let's say you were scared enough, you did not wait for it to get to 0.8, you sold at 0.6 because you just wanted to get your money out. Copy. Okay, now let's go to the calculator. Times. Now this is the quantity $100 gave you, 46,490 equals to 0.6. Your $100 would have given you $29,600 in a space of 1 year, because if you bought it somewhere in 2020 in December, or even in 2021, because you must have bought it, this is December 2028, which means you must have bought it somewhere in 2021, January, February. So, and let's say you sold in the same 2021 in November, or you sold somewhere in October. So you're telling me in 6 months or 7 months, or let's say in 10 months, your $100 gave you almost $30,000. I'm giving an instance. So let's look at it again. Let's say, okay, you got it as a professional, you bought it. Let's say you bought it as a professional. You bought it around when it was even released, around this price. $100 divided by, you're going to get 662. And let's say let me say just, let me multiply it by you were also patient to sell it around zero point 0.8 thousand. Let me just type it 0.8 thousand. 0.8. I removed the last three digits, the 367. 1, 2, 3. Your $100 would have given you $529,000. No investment can give you this amount of money in a space of 2 years, because you bought in 2020 in a space of 1 year and you sold in 2021. Look at what $100 would have given you. Imagine if you even used $500 or $1,000. Now I'm going to make another example. Now I'm going to use Pepe. See, 1 minute. Search. Now this is Pepe. Now let's go. It's at the bottom now. Hold on. Now this was even released in this 2023. Okay, this was even released in 2023. So let's say you bought Pepe at this price. I'm gonna tweak it a bit. I don't like using the exact amount because no one is that perfect to buy it. Let's say you bought it somewhere around here. I changed the last 0 to 3. It was a bit, it went up a bit. And this is the selling amount. You bought at this price because let me just copy everything out. You bought at this price and you sold 1 minute. Okay, let me change this to 1. And you sold at this price. And let's say you bought for $100. Now look at the date, April 17th, and maybe you sold somewhere around May. This was even under 1 month, thereabout. Yeah, this was just under 1 month. But I'm just giving an instance. I'm trying to show you the power of buying, investing low. If you always have the right information to buy low and sell high, you will never go wrong with crypto. People who complain about crypto being a scam is people who bought when it was very expensive and it dumped on them. But they were not even patient enough to hold on to it, because it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's gonna still come back up, especially when from next year you guys are going to be seeing it on the news. So let's say you bought at this price and you sold at this price. Let's say, how much would $100 be giving you in a space of 5 or 6 months? $100 divided by $100 divided by this. $100 divided by, you're going to have around 783,000, 783 million of the Pepe token. Now let's say you sold at this price. Let's say you sold at this price. So if you sold at this price, your $100 would have given you around $3,411. If you had used $1,000, that is almost $30,000. At least that is more than 3,000% in a space of 6 months. No investment will give you that. Just keeping your money and waiting. No investment will give you such return. So I'm gonna go to the next, which is Floki Inu, because I'm just gonna do 6 examples. So we are gonna be looking at Pepe at the moment. Yeah, no, we've done Pepe. We're gonna be looking at Floki Inu. So I'll do this, copy, um, go up. We're gonna be looking at Floki Inu. I think Floki Inu also is a more recent token. Now Floki Inu, we're gonna go. It's really it's gone down, but let's see. Now, Floki Inu was in 2021 around the period of the bull run, the height of the bull run. That was when Floki Inu was created. So now look at it. All-time high was this. All-time low was this. The same way we did in the other three coins ahead. That is what we're going to do. Nothing is different. So I'm just trying to show you. 1 minute. So all-time low was this. I always like twitching it a bit. So in a space of 2 years, Floki In has done 158,531. What business is going to give you such a return? So let's look at this. This is the all-time low, and this is the all-time high. I'm going to twitch both of them a bit. So when I mean twitching a bit, just like I did previously, let's say you did not catch it at this price. Let's say you got it around 0.092. And let's say you were not patient enough to sell it at this price. Let's say you sold it when it was around 1.43. Let's go to our calculator and see. Cancel. The power of $100. We're using $100 to check. $100 divided by the amount we bought. So it's going to give you 108 million of Floki in the token times, let's say you sold it at this price. Your $100 would have given you $15,000. I'm just trying to be realistic here. I'm not trying to say you're going to buy it at the bottom and sell it at the top. Because if you say, okay, you bought it at the bottom, let's say you bought it even at the bottom, what $100 would have given you. I'm trying to. If you bought it when it was even released, let's say you even bought it at, let's say, 1 minute. Let's say you even bought it at 0.09. You missed it. You got that was when you got in, and let's see what $100 would give you. Divided by. So $100 would have given you 1.1 billion, 1.11 billion, I think. That is what $100 would have given you. Let's say you even sold. The all-time high is 0.03. Let's say you even sold at 0.02. I'm just trying to be realistic here, switching it a bit. 0.02 times $270,000 just by twitching. Let's say you got in a little bit early. Now that is $270,000 in a space of 2 years. Like not even a space of in a space of 2 months. Do I know what I'm saying? Because it was you bought it around August 9th and sold in November. In a space of 2 months, your $100 would have given you this amount, or the previous amount I showed you about in 2 months. Let's be realistic. This is what is going to be happening from next year till maybe mid 2025. So the best time to get in is between now January, and position yourself while all these tokens are low and sell when it's high. And sell when it's high. So we're going to go to the next token, which is SHIB. SHIB is a bit old. Everybody knows Shiba Inu. They have a very great community. So you come to SHIB. Look at it. Shiba Inu. So look at it now. Let's take our time and go through it. All-time low, Shiba Inu was released in September 1, 2020, which was around this period we are prior to the bull run. So let's say you bought Shiba Inu in 2020, and in just all-time low was in 2020, all-time high was in 2021, in a space of 1 year. Okay, in a space of 1 year, look at my mouse here. In a space of 1 year, just follow my mouse. In a space of 1 year, let's see. We'll go back now to our notepad. Let's say you bought Shiba Inu around this price. Okay, always gonna twitch it a bit because nobody is that perfect to get in, apart from the creator and the people who are the people who built it. Let's say you bought it when it was around 8. Let me change that 0 to 8. It has gone up a bit in price. And let's say you sold, this is the price, all-time high, in a space of 1 year. September 1st, 2021, October 1st, 2028. So in a space of in between 1 year. So let's say you sold when it was at 6. I brought it down a bit. Let's go to the calculator. Cancel. $100. We're using $100. $100 divided. $100 divided by 0. Remember, I twitched the price a bit. No, hold on. Copy. Cancel. $100 divided by, now equals to, you're gonna be getting around this, man. This is almost trillion or whatever. This is what $100 would have given you if you bought it at this price. Now let's times it. This calculator is gonna go gaga now. Let's see. Times. Now this is where you sold at. $100 gave you this quantity. This is 113 trillion, whatever. Times this. Now imagine you would have made over $7 million in a space of 1 year. This is it. $7.67 million in 1 year. If you had invested $100. This is in black and white. I did not formulate it. I've given you the website. You can do your research after you're done watching this video, because this is definitely what is going to happen in the next 1 year and 6 months. In the next 18 months, from December we are getting into till middle of 2025. This is the kind of money we are going to be, profit people are bound to make if you position yourself well. Now let's go to the last one, which is Dodge. Dodge is quite old, but let me just say, even if you bought it in between, Dodge is a bit old because Dodge has been created for a long while. So let's go. Not Dodge Floki. I'm not doing Dodge Floki. The normal Dodge coin everybody was talking about. Hold on, let me go on. It's somewhere here. It's among the top cryptos. Yeah, exactly. Dogecoin. Now, this is Dogecoin. Let me show you. This is gonna be the last one, then I just explain to you in details. So Dogecoin was in 2015, 9 years ago, which I said is a bit old, but it became a thing in 2021. But let's say you got in and bought Dogecoin. Let me go to historical data. I'll be different. Let's say you bought it in 2020. Let me change this monthly. So now look at this. Let's say you bought Doge around January of 2020. Okay, this is January on 2020. In the month of January, this was the all-time low Doge hit in January. Hold on, let me know. I'm coming back to this. So let's say you bought Dodge around the price I just copied in 2020. Now we are not going to twitch because it's already there. You bought it around this price. Hmm? And in 2021, in 1 year, you bought it for $100, and you sold it around this price. Sold it around this price. Let's say we increase this to six. Sold it around. Yes. Now this is a calculator. Now $100 divided by uh and this is what you're gonna get, 50,000 Dodge. And let's say the 50,000 Dodge, you sold it at this price times in a space of 1 year, your $100 investment, if you had bought it in January of 2020 and sold it around May in 2021, or May maybe because it was at zero point 0.6, maybe you sold around April. So in a year and 2 months, your $100 would have been giving you $32,000. Guys, think about it. If you put together the whole money you would have made, I'm just trying to be realistic. This is the best time for you to position. It's getting to Christmas. That money you're gonna blow for Christmas, and that money you're gonna spend for Christmas, and it doesn't, like, you start regretting in January being broke. The best time now for you to position yourself and turn your $100 into something that is gonna give you a significant amount of profit, which you can start up your life. It is now. Every smart businessman has have to follow through this process. Why are you earning? Like, every businessman you see, they always have the long term and the mid long term mindset. Get in early, hold on to it. When the market start pumping, you sell it. It's as simple as that. Don't buy it when the news is talking about it, or when it's out there, because it's already expensive at that period. The best time now to get into crypto space and make money out of it is now. If you're interested, I have a spreadsheet. I've been able to source out great spreadsheet of more than 30 different crypto tokens, in which if you spread your amount, your profit in all of them, I can guarantee you with 80% assurance that there is no how in the next 1 year, 1 year, 6 months, you will not reach out to me and say, Ken, thank you for this information. So this is just it about this video. And if you wish, you want to learn more, or you want to talk to me more about this, you can always reach out to me and send me a message or DM or something, and drop me a message, and we'll see how we go about this. Thank you very much.